What's up? What's poppin'? It's your girl Holly Ide. Welcome back to another Wisdom Wednesday episode. I hope you all are doing well. What's up? What's poppin'? It's been a second. Not even a minute. It's been a second because, I'm always here with y'all in my heart. So it's just been a second. So in this video, I simply wanted to talk about healing and what unique journey of healing I've been on this year. And I had speaking notes, but they were bothering me. Like I recorded this video already, but then I didn't like it. So here we are again, take two. I hope you all enjoy this. I hope you all are blessed. You get a couple of takeaways and your healing happens. Amen. Amen. So every year, like before a new year, I set the tone for my year. Last year, 2019, I said that this would be my year of clarity, consistency, commitment, and impact. I was basically saying the type of person I want to be is determined, resilient, committed, who values accountability, being fully present in all areas, no cut cars, creating my own lane, not falling short of the world's boxes and expectations. So that was what I set my 2020 tone to be. Crazy thing about God is he said, all right, let's do it. And I wasn't prepared for how he was ready to do it. However, buckle up. So you say, so shall be. Come 2020, already started off interesting. I started off my year on vacation in Dubai, but even at that vacation, I started seeing the way that I was receiving clarity. So for me, it was there's a lot of things I've struggled with over my year, my lifetime, over my growing years. A couple of things such as not being fully honest with myself and with my friends about things that hurt me or things that affect me or things that shake me up that they may do. And it's not because of them, but it's because of my fear of confrontation. However, God has changed that. Confrontation is not bad. Confrontation, the way you handle it, your delivery is not bad. So that was something I struggled with. I've struggled with. Other things I've struggled with is just like having ideas and sitting on them. I talked about this before. Having ideas and sitting on them and not fully acting on it, or also just thinking so much about what would other people say? How would other people perceive this that you're doing? And allowing that to just cripple me, paralyze me, and make me immovable so I don't do anything at all. Or just not being confident and decisive and saying that, yes, I made this decision because of X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to stand by it. A lot of times I was just questioning why I made decisions. Oh, did I make the best decision? Did I make the right decision? And second guess myself, which are all like human natural responses. But for some reason in my mind, in my realm, it stemmed from negative places of comparison, or negative places of wanting to be perfect, negative places of wanting to be accepted and not accepted for who I am, but who I fake to be per se, and not even fake to be, but who I'm not showing up as my whole self. So I'll leave half of me at the door, but the half of me that really needs to be in the room or in the space or in the conversation. So that was starting 2020, that was a couple of those things I wanted to start debunking. Like being in spaces where I'm loved and not just accepted and not just tolerated. So these are things. So as of January, I started breaking away from certain settings, certain spaces, certain relationships, because I didn't, in my head, I started being more honest and upfront, because I realized, like, dang, you've been complacent. You've been passive. And I tell people this all the time. I grew up in a passive household. So for me, passivity is something that's almost second nature. So I have to break away from it. Here comes the clarity. Here comes the commitment, consistency. So as of January 2020, I wanted to stay away from that. So, some friendships here or there, conversations. So we're doing good. We're pedaling. We're moving. I'm being honest. Still beating myself up. Still comparing. Still saying, "Ah, Holly, what would people think?" So I'm still not doing a lot of what I want to do. That's the thing. I wanted to do a lot. I want to do a lot, but I'm always thinking, "What would people think?" Okay. So as of February, you know, we're gonna in a headspace. We're like, it's good. We're still in the beginning of the school of the year. Let's get it. Let's go. Still adamant that everything's gonna be okay. We thank God. March comes, quarantine starts. Flat. And I know we all have our own quarantine shaping story. We all have our own 2020 story. So this is not to discredit. This is not to even say that my story is worse or not worse. No, this is to come and tell my unique story of my 2020 year thus far. So come March, and as an extrovert, quarantine most of us, let me tell you something. I'm an extrovert who loves to be actively on a field. March, it was like lean back with it, and I couldn't handle that. So I couldn't mentally, I wasn't in the space to handle that. I'm not used to not engaging with people. I'm not used to not having 5 million things to do and being present here and being present here. And it was, I'm like, I realized how much as humans we're not created to not engage and interact. 64 billion people, why would God do that, you know? So March, everything, I'm missing, like I'm missing people. I'm missing interactions. I'm missing feeling useful per se. Come April, I decide, all right, you're gonna rewire. God sends people. I eventually decide to write my book, drop it in May. Okay, cool. Things are okay, but a lot of outside things are happening. So this is what I call them, like in-house and out of house things. So in-house, I'm writing my book. Okay, cool. That happens. Out of house, there's a lot of community friendships that are still shaky. Like they're shaky in that I still felt as if I wasn't in a space where I'm truly loved, rather I'm tolerated, or in a space where it was genuine, like understanding of me and my growth. These are little things here and there that I was just mentally like, oh my God. On top of that, there was just a lot of picking up. Like I was doing school, I was working, I was like, okay, there's a lot of moving parts. They told me pandemic was supposed to slow everything down. Where is the slowing down? So, you know, in March also I lost a friend. So I've never really lost anybody near and dear to my heart. I knew growing up death is inevitable, but once it happens, it's like question mark, question mark, question mark. And I don't think I was ever prepared for that in as much as I knew mentally what life, like what happens in life. So I lost a friend near and dear to my heart, and it just broke me, like it tore me. And I think for that started the idea, not even that started, that heightened the decline of my mind, like basically just declined of how I felt internally. So then that happens March, April, May, June. All right, everything seems okay. Then I lose another friend in July. But even in the June aspect, again, I'm saying out of house things. So friendships, a lot of me questioning myself to the point where as of July, I was having a serious identity crisis. But let me reverse. I lose another friend in June, and I'm like, God, wow. Mind you, I missed that the whole Black Lives Matter uproar is occurring. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. Then the whole towing thing happens. Rest in peace, towing. And my heart is just shattering because I'm a feeler. So this story is coming from a point of view of somebody that feels. So I'm feeling everything. I'm feeling anguish and pain. And I remember, like, I had to pray for healing for myself and the Black community. And it was that healing word that I held on to, that God, you will provide healing. You are the I am that I am. You are a God that provides healing. So I was praying that he will provide healing to the Black community, still praying that. So that all of that is happening, plus what is happening in the house with the death. Now I've lost 2 friends. Then there are like people in the Baltimore community. So Baltimore's not that big. People in the Baltimore community outside of my immediate like friends that I've lost that are dying, you get. And then and it's just I'm asking myself, what is the purpose of life? Is all of it is futile? Like I'm feeling like I wrote Lamentations and Ecclesiastics myself. Like I'm like, I need a date with King Solomon. Just tell me where your mind was at. You didn't finish this book for me. Well, long story short, so all of that happens in June. So all of that's happening in June. So the idea at this point is, okay, I've lost 2 friends. Work is where I'm navigating this new work, remote working from home. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself because I'm striving for perfection rather than progression. Then I'm trying to just make sure I'm on top of school, make sure my mental health and peace of mind, and I'm showing up in all my relationships well. I tired. I tired. I was tired. I was tired, mentally exhausted. It don't do. However, again, I'm thinking I'm okay. So I'm lying to myself, lying to those around me that I'm okay, I'm well. You know, when they ask you how are you, I'm doing good. But internally, there was this blank slate that started chiseling itself. Like there's this blank slate, and I don't internally, like I just, there was no vim, there was no energy, there was no lights. Yet, you know, you hold on to that, you know, those lamps where you can pull and it turns on. I hold on to that lamp like, God help me. So July comes around and there's just more external things with more friends. And again, by July, I'm at a point now where identity crisis, like I was texting my homegirl, I'm having an identity crisis. Who am I? What do I want to do? Or more so, like, am I even doing the right thing? And it's to the point where I just want to sleep and not wake up. And again, it's Suicide Prevention Month, and I think it's so easy to ignore the things you say out your mouth, but when they're rooted in darkness. So it was little comments like, bro, I don't even want to wake up tomorrow, or I don't even want to do this, I don't even want to do that, wake me up never. Little things like that, but I realized they're not coming from a good place. So as of like the end of July, June, facing all these things with friends, thinking that I'm not even worthy, like, or even like, and just comparing, and still again in that headspace of what will people think, to the point where I'm paralyzed and don't do anything at all. And I had to get in the word. I had to get in the word and be like, Jesus Christ, you didn't care what people thought. You accepted your assignment. You moved in your assignment. And it was also realizing like, how do you're not perfect. So me, I've told you this, told you all this before. I struggle from this idea of thinking that I need to be like I need to be kind, perfect, no mistakes. And it's a constant reminder that I had to remind myself that, Holly, you're human. We are imperfect beings. Although we live in a society where they provide punitive measures for people who make mistakes, you don't have to live like that. So a lot of the summer too was debunking myths and unlearning things. And I guess again, it gets tired, not even tiring, it was exhausting. It was mentally exhausting, excruciating, like mental wheeling pain. And then on top of that, again, come the end of July, I lost another friend. Wow, 3 friends. I'm like, rest in peace, Mike, rest in peace, JJ, rest in peace, Julian. And I'm again asking myself, King Solomon, God, what is the essence of life? Am I living life correctly? Because I don't want to miss it. On top of that, again, I'm trying to navigate the idea that you're not crazy. You're not crazy. And I'm also trying to stop lying to myself that I'm okay, and realizing. So it was one day, I guess I just accepted that this healing thing takes time. So in as much as I was going through all of that mental pain of accepting that I may have been in situations where I've been gaslit and I'm not the crazy one, or I may have been in spaces where I was tolerated, or I need to stop saying that, I need to stop like thinking that I'm not moving in purpose, or I need to stop thinking that, oh, what would people think, to the point where I don't even do anything, or to the point where I need to just rest. I need to rest, because a lot of external things was happening at home, outside of home, friends, and I needed rest. And I remember even in July, no, it wasn't even July. Yeah, basically I vented in my notes, and I was like, I'm mentally exhausted, venting because I have faith things will change. I'll be able to do a follow-up entry with God turnaround. So yeah, it's a lot of mental stress. So the thing about what happens internally is sometimes you don't know how to explain it. So even so, I remember the whole summer, like I'm doing everything to make myself feel like, yes, I'm good, I'm okay. And that's the truth. This is what happens when you're going through it. I'ma just coin it, going through it. Like do y'all know the amount of piercings I got this summer? all in the name of, yeah, I'm trying something new, all in the name of, yeah, I'm feeling good. If you don't sit down and work what's going on internally, I kept doing things to make it look as if I'm okay, I'm good. Sit down. Like, I had to do a lot. Sit down, face what you're facing, accept that this is something that's going on. So these are lessons that I've learned. Accept that you're not okay. Accept that you need healing. Start working on it. And I also had to accept that this is normal. It's okay. We may not talk about it, but these are things that are normal and okay. Work on it. So again, I tell you guys, the amount of piercings I had this summer, Oluwa, I need my money back. Brought me my money back, because all of these things, I'm doing it to feel new. I'm doing it to feel a newness, yet I hadn't worked on what was internally going on. I haven't been honest with myself to say, dang, Holly, maybe you're going through X, Y, and Z. This is why you're going through X, Y, and Z. This is what, and you may not even know what to do yet, but just, sit with it. I didn't sit with it. Me, my baby scare, my bunny self wanted to be jumping around. So, long story short, so far, that was, then August, we thank God for August. We thank God for August, because in August, after accepting and embracing the fact that I had not been okay since pretty much March, because of the deaths, because of the things that were going on at home, because of things, and not like home, like, anyways, because of things that were I'm gonna say home because I live in Arundel. Things that were going on in Baltimore, that's what I mean when I say home. Things that were going on in Baltimore with friends, because of the internal not even internal defamation, the internal degrading of self, that I'm not worth it. Like, it was to the point, those little memes you see. I saw, like, it was a meme that I just kept referencing the idea of, I just want to it's like, I just want to go off the face of the earth and move to another country and live under a rock. It was that type of meme. Again, Suicide Prevention Month, there's little things like that I was saying that needed, like, alarms to go off, because everything was not okay, but I kept lying that everything was okay. I feel as if I might have danced around everything. However, this is all to say that it's okay. You may not know how to explain what the heck has happened for the past months, or what is happening right now, and that is okay. Your need for healing is no different. I think for me, I didn't know how to explain what was going on, and even outside of everything that was happening out of house, I just was sad. And I'm saying this again because too often we expect people to have something to act, like a series of events to actually make them sad, or like, I don't know how to explain it, but the idea that it's like sometimes we just can't explain what's happening up here. So all that to say, from March up until now, I wasn't able to explain what was happening. There was a series of events that was happening outside that affected me internally, from questioning myself. You already said everything. But there's God. And I think there's a lot of things that I want to say to encourage, empower, inspire somebody. A couple of things. One, again, it's okay not to know how to explain what's going on in here, everywhere. Two, hold on to the fact that there is another side. There is another side. No rain, no flower. Third of all, be honest with yourself. As hard as it may be, I'm praying that you have the strength to be honest with yourselves and those that we all know that people genuinely love us. Sometimes we don't want to accept it. We don't want to bother them with their problems. As queen of that, I'm telling you, those that you genuinely know, they've shown themselves to be somebody that is in your corner. Rely on them. We are here to carry each other's burdens, and that's something that I'm accepting, and you should do that too. Go tell them that something's up. Can you help me out as I work through this problem? Be honest with yourself, because that is when true healing comes. Accept that. There's this quote. It's like, basically says, and like the moon, we go through phases of emptiness to full again. So I'm saying that to say, it may be with you for a week, it may be with you for a month, but like I said before, hold on to the fact that there's that fullness that is going to come back around, and it is yours, okay? Declare it. Declare it that it is yours. Be committed to getting it, even in the darkest moments, in those days where you're just like, I want to sit down. That's okay. Accept that sitting down is a part of the process. And that's what I had to accept. Sitting down just is a part of the process. Spending a day where I do no work is a part of the process. I may still feel ugh, and it may cause me not to do anything, but it's a part of the process of coming back around to feel full again. You get. So that was number 3. Number 4, I wrote this one down so that you guys can, hear it verbatim in my mind. Okay. Keep going, keep healing. God will, he said in his word that God will keep you through the fire. He will keep you. The fire will not consume you. He will rescue you through the waters. He will rescue you. Though you may go through the waters, he will rescue you. I love you. You are a warrior, like somebody that fights. A warrior, not a worrier, like overthinking. You are capable of great things. You deserve healing. Go get it. So, I feel that this video was a little long, ramping, but I just came to say that healing is possible. And I'm not saying I am where I aspire to be just yet, but I know by the grace of God, I will get there. And I wanted to come on here to encourage anybody else who has experienced a crazily, mentally challenging year. Oh my gosh, it's okay. You're not alone. I promise you're not alone. I saw this tweet and it was like, we talk about the downside of 2020, but we don't talk about the upside of it. And the upsides include stillness, value of time, purpose, exposure, identity, vision, truth, patience, returning, love. Value the healing as much as we value the hurt. So take as much time as you need. Healing is possible. I love you, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the year. I'm out.